Welcome! In this video, we will cover GeoTab's ELD Settings Validator feature. You may already have a lot of drivers and vehicles in your system that you will need to ensure have the correct information for compliance. This is where the ELD Settings Validator feature is very helpful. To install this free feature, we will first navigate to the Marketplace tab on the lower left-hand side of your MyGeotab screen. Once in the Marketplace, in the search bar, we will search ELD Settings. We will select the ELD Settings Validator option and click the blue Install button. From here, we will review the information and follow all the prompts to accept the terms and conditions, followed by clicking the blue Install Add-in button. It may take a second to install, and you may need to refresh your MyGeotab screen in order to allow the new feature to populate. Now that we have installed the ELD Settings Validator feature, to access it, we will click the Compliance tab from the left-hand side of your MyGeotab screen and then select ELD Settings Validator. From the ELD Settings Validator page, we can see that there are three different tabs that house different pieces of information. The first one, for drivers, is where you will see all of your drivers with one or more ELD settings issues. We can see things like usernames, full names, authority information, company information, DOT numbers, and license information. The green check mark indicates valid information has been provided, and the red X means the information is missing. To see more information from the listed categories, you always have the option of clicking the Show Help button at the top, and it will give you a brief description about what each of these categories means. To make updates to a driver to complete missing information, simply click on the driver's name and it will take you to their user profile where you can then make the said changes. Always remember to click the blue Save button at the top of the screen. Once any missing information has been completed, that driver should drop off of your list. As you can see here, that driver is no longer listed under My Drivers because we have resolved the ELD settings issue. Please note that this feature will only check for users who are set up as drivers. So if you have users that are set up as admin, you won't see them populating on this list. The second tab we have is Vehicles. This works the same way as the Drivers tab, but it checks for vehicle compliance. In this case, you can see information such as VIN, license plate, and the type of rate plan. The validator checks for both a license plate number as well as a state and province in order to be compliant. The other thing to note about the validator is that it only checks for missing information. It is up to you to ensure that all other areas of information are entered correctly. The last tab, for Administer HOS Logs Access Users, is where users that have Administer HOS Logs security identification with one or more ELD settings issues will appear. Lastly, at the top of the screen, we have the FMCSA Offices button. This is a reference page for you where you can quickly look up your local service centers and field offices. So here are going to be the numbers and information for you to contact if you have any legal questions about your system setup. That's all we have for this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.